today.
No worries, Chris.
So we're going to talk about nutrition.
Yeah.
And I guess it's for a little bit of information on general nutrition and then a bit of sports running specific stuff.
Yep.
So first question, we'll just run through some questions. How many meals per day generally should you be eating in training and preparation?
So obviously the more we're running, the more we need to eat. So it's sort of relative to that. So obviously as a standard we talk about 3 or 4 meals a day, but generally we actually up that to, we should be looking at having more meals more often, but probably smaller meals. So 6 to 8 meals per day, and we'll talk about what those meals can actually be.
Yep.
You should be there, Chris. Yeah, do that.
What should you be consuming for these meals? Like, it should be a mixture of proteins and carbs?
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's the key. So before, during and after, and obviously those meals will vary, but really it needs to be a good mixture of carbohydrates and more certainly complex carbs with some really good protein. So when we're talking about complex carbohydrates, we're talking instead of white rice and brown rice. If we're talking bread, so there's a lot of stuff out there at the moment, should people be even eating bread? So I think we need to, but it might be that you're having some really good grain bread instead of some crappy white bread. So, and that combination, like you touched on, Chris, is really important. But again, it might be a snack. So people often ask about timing before meals. So it might be that hour or a couple of hours beforehand. A perfect snack is a banana smoothie, for instance. So a lot of this isn't rocket science. You can read a whole lot of stuff out there about nutrition. It can be quite a confusing topic. Even the experts really clash on a lot of issues. So you have to really find out that eating plan, I guess, or those meals or foods that actually work for you.
Perfect. And should I be eating, I guess is that we talk a lot about timing is important. Should we be eating before exercise, and also, how long after exercise should we be eating as well?
Yep. So again, it's proportional probably to, if we're going out for a 5K run, we probably don't need to make too many changes to our normal eating plan, as long as that's right. And I think that's probably the key here is, from all the stuff I've looked at, you've got to have the basics in place first, and then as you're adding to your training, we add to our nutrition. So we might need to eat a little bit more carbohydrate, we might need to eat some more protein, and the timing there, again, for a 5K run, probably not too much, but if we're going for a 20K run, when the runners are in their serious training, you need to eat a really good meal 24 hours beforehand, and then probably, hopefully if you can, a snack, like I said before, about 90 minutes before, just to top up, and that would be a combination of carbs, so a muesli or a smoothie with some milk, some toast, banana, that sort of thing. So a protein and carbohydrate combination.
And after is there a window?
So again, key is there as soon as possible after. So we talk about 60 to 90 minutes after. Again, it's proportional to the run or the intensity we've worked at. So if it's been a light, gym workout or running session, even then it's we need to up our fuel, so replace that. So essentially within 90 minutes, there's really good evidence on that, Chris. And probably that's where we'd be looking at, if we're going the protein way, we'd go some more protein in there. And that can be some fish, it can be really good chicken meal, a combination of chicken and pasta sort of dish, those sorts of things with some rice. So something that you feel you can eat after training or a workout.
What about, a lot of people have said, what about a protein shake? Is that something that after exercise we could be actually implementing, after our long run? Is that something?
Yeah, I think there's a place for that. I think there's a place for, if you think that works for you, again, it really is so personal. So shakes, they're going to be digestible much more easily compared to harder foods, I guess. So a protein shake, would be a good time and place to actually have that. After a pretty intense session, that's what we're talking here. But again, to replace that with a smoothie, banana smoothie, some egg, whatever it is, we'll also probably do a similar thing.
And we've spoken a little bit about protein, carbohydrates, and also fats and what they play in the diet. Have we got some quantities of how much protein and carbs and fats?
Yeah, so as general rule, again, the more we train, we need to we'll adjust that a little bit. But so we have a range. So for protein, around about sort of 1.2, 1.3 grams up to about 1.7. maybe 1.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So again, to work that out sometimes can be a little bit tricky, but if you do it a couple of times, and it is again very proportional to the actual training you've done. And carbohydrates, we talk around about sort of between 3 and 4 grams per kilogram of body weight. So, and again, we're talking good carbohydrates there, and protein obviously.
And I guess that probably can also lead into hydration of how much, what should we be drinking and
Yep.
how much should we be
Yep.
drinking.
So water generally, and the key there is you'll see the elite athletes getting on and off buses before sporting events. It's before, during and after, but again, making sure that you're topped up to a really good point 24 hours beforehand leading into a race or a good training session, and again, depending on heat there. The old 6 to 8 glasses of water, that's probably a basic, but that needs to be had throughout the day, so it's a steady consuming process, I guess. And then, if it's a hot day, as we're going to have tomorrow, well, we need, and so heavy sweaters need to drink more. So we need to be at a really good point from a hydration point of view, and then just keep topping that up.
Generally, we should avoid high kilojoule foods. Is there a reason why we should do that?
Well, the energy